National Director of the New Zealand Christian Network, Reverend Dr Stuart Lange. Stuart, kia ora, nice to see you again.
Kia ora tātou.
Certainly some big issues are being faced by society on social media. Of course, things can get a bit heated, but even within a church society, what are some of the big issues that you see at the moment, Stuart?
Oh, well, I think it's that the world's just swirling with polarised opinions and a lot of rancor and nastiness, actually. And that kind of climate can affect Christians as well because of the pervasive effect of influence of online stuff. So, just politics, American politics, New Zealand politics, the left-right sort of tribalism,
yep.
Social conservatism versus progressivism, biblical morality, traditional morality, biblical morality, and then all the revisionist sexuality and transgenderism and so on.
Yep.
Right to life, right to abort, treaty issues, use of te reo, speed bumps, cycleways, and of course the really big troubling issues about Israel and Gaza, where
yep.
some people feel that Israel can do no wrong, and some people feel it can do no right.
Yep.
And there's not much middle ground.
Some of those examples, maybe there is perhaps. Here's the view that the church has, and this is different than the rest of society. You and I have talked about secularism, but some of those issues exist within the churches, within congregations even, and can be a little bit prickly at times, rather than just say, well, hey, here's a list of topics that we're never going to talk about as a church community. How do we engage with that in a civil way? How do we have conversations with people who may have different opinions than us rather than just avoid the conversation altogether?
Well, I think because these issues are out there in society and we're all influenced by our society, and there are lots of worldly points of view that have infiltrated the church, we certainly have to deal with them. And of course, on, say, the sexuality things, there's family members and friends who are caught up in ways that don't fit with biblical morality. So you can't escape these difficult conversations.
Yep.
And I think most people have noticed Gaza and problems there.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got to deal with them. And I just believe that we've got to keep the main thing.
Yep.
And which is, following Christ, being disciples of Christ, scripture reading, prayer, loving others, loving God with all our being,
yep.
And serving people, and also just as we approach delicate, sensitive, really contested issues, to be faithful to the scriptures where the scriptures are really clear.
Yep.
And to be gracious and reasoned and generous in the way we deal with these issues where the world disagrees.
Mm-hmm.
And those differences are also found within the church. So hold firmly to the truth and principles of God as revealed in Jesus and the scriptures, but do so in a way that also expresses the love and compassion and graciousness of God.
There's an old phrase that says that sometimes you can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar, and instead of going on the attack on this one, perhaps more can be done with asking good questions than necessarily just stating our opinions.
Yeah, well, trying to understand what's driving these people who have opinions that seem to us so wrong or so ignorant.
Yeah.
Just asking questions and avoiding arguments or falling out with people, making just quiet withdrawals from a conversation that's not going to go anywhere,
mm-hmm.
but being respectful, I think, and trying to build bridges. and not to just take extreme positions, but rather to just state them in a humble way. I think it is great, and to try to keep the peace with people as much as we can, while not conceding that which we really believe is important, and where it's a kind of a no-go for a Christian to change your view on that.
I think there's a spiritual gift. I mean, it's not listed scripturally as far as I'm aware, but there's a spiritual gift of biting your tongue. Actually, where there's situations where we might be able to say something, and we may even strongly believe that it's true and that it's biblical. But if you apply the Philippians 4 test on this one, maybe it's not that helpful to point that out to somebody in this particular moment in time.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I think the scriptures talk about controlling the tongue in James, and it's the most difficult thing. So I think that's right. We do need to control the tongue. Not only what it says, but whether it says.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes it's better to keep your mouth shut. I think there's plenty of
suffer in silence.
Yeah, exactly. There's plenty of wisdom in Proverbs about that one, rather than
agree on what we can agree on.
Exactly.
Yeah, and yes.
Yeah. This perhaps one of the more difficult places to do this. Yes, in person. But also online, people can be quick to say some things online or throw comments in somebody's Facebook post that they wouldn't say to somebody in person. But we're quick to pile on as keyboard warriors.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a great activity for Christians at all. I think when I see the comments there, I'm always impressed by those who reply in a thoughtful, loving manner while holding to truth. I'm unimpressed by Christians who come back, in full battle, in the full sort of ferocity of battle.
Yeah.
And of course, secular people don't have any such restraints, but we follow Christ, the Prince of Peace. So we should be absolutely anchored in the truth.
Yeah.
But we should also be respectful and gentle in the way and rational in the way we state our views. And I think that's a good witness to Christ if we can respond in a way that's not in a show of anger and bitterness, but rather is expressing something of God's truth, which is both righteous and loving. And it's just really good for the world, right?
Better ambassadors, better representatives of Christ. Certainly.
The fragrance of Christ rather than the sort of the fragrance of toxicity.
Yeah, certainly.
Because, I mean, we're not always given credit for that.
Yeah.
But I think we need to be great ambassadors for Christ rather than those that discredit the faith.
Stuart, certainly some wisdom on what is such an important topic for these times. Thank you for what you do at New Zealand Christian Network. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us today.
Ngā mihi nui.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.